René Metz was feeling a little generous as it concerns the competitors for today's Stage 4 of the AfricaEcoRace. The sporting director believes this to be the best special stage in Morocco. Inviting tracks with a sprinkle of sand and a touch of navigation make for an enjoyable stage to race on. With a 409-kilometer special stage between the bivouacs at Assa and Rems El Kebir. And we'll start off with the car truck category, which, as you will remember, the AfricaEcoRace is the only rally raid in the world featuring this format. There was a lot going on this Thursday with the trucks, with those competing with the Kamazes of Andrei Karganov wanting to make it a long day for the Russian. And it was the second big blue truck that stood out, that of Kuprianov, which is a gas-powered Kamaz. He made the most of the two punctures suffered by his teammate to finish ahead of his team leader. It was a very good day. We are very happy with the result, and nothing stood in our way. We didn't have a puncture. Since the start of the rally, we have passed through areas where last year we did have a lot of flats. So we were careful. Everything went to plan, and I think we put in a strong performance today for the Kamaz team. And Kuprianov's time of 4 hours, 25 minutes, 55 seconds was good enough for 11th place in the stage. Moving up the order board of today's action, we find Pascal Thomas in the top 5, as he was yesterday. The Frenchman announced his retirement prematurely following his second place last year, and he's been a model of consistency. He had a puncture 15 kilometers from the finish line, which cost him a good 5 minutes. However, his racecraft kept him going at the sharp end of the order. Patrick Serigel finished the day in 4th place. He had a clean drive going for the first 150 Ks before having an air inflation problem, which he had to stop to repair. It happened 80 Ks later on, and he lost more time and was overtaken for 3rd place by Andrei Sherdnikov. The Ukrainian is racing a car prepared by Miroslav Zapletel, a Hummer chassis with a Raptor shell and a 5.2-liter Ford Mustang, which powered him to 3rd best time.
The stage the most interesting in my life, because this is real Africa with different landscapes, different tracks, stones, fast, slow, mountains, hills, and it's perfect. If you want to understand what does it mean cross country, natural, real cross country, you have to come here.
Since the start of the week, Vladimir Vasilyev has had it all his way. But today, he wasn't quite as fortunate. He had to stop not once, twice, but 3 times to change tires, which forced him to slow his pace over the last 100 Ks because he was out of spares. There were too many rocks for his liking, but it didn't stop him from having a fine battle with Thierry Magnaldi, and that's something he likes. And, as you might have guessed, today's stage went to the Frenchman, the winner of the 2014 AfricaEcoRace, but as a co-driver with Jean-Louis Schlesser, could challenge Vasilyev in Mauritania. So for him, the goal is to reduce the gap in the overall standings. In the buggy once driven by Carlos Sainz, the Frenchman is not overly pleased with his performance. He still needs to avoid making minor errors on the track and not drop precious seconds. Well, once again, there were a lot of rocks today on the tracks. You'd think they were planting stones here, and it just went on and on. There were rocky sectors, then sand, then more rocks. You really had to take care of the tires. And at 150 Ks, from here we had a slow rear puncture that we had to manage just until the finish line. So we had to slow our pace, but you could say the day went reasonably well. And Thierry Magnaldi is your stage winner ahead of Vasilyev, Sherdnikov. Zapletel completed the top 6. Vasilyev now has a 27-minute, 25-second margin over Magnaldi in the general classification. Thomas is 3rd with Karganov 4th overall. I'm the co-driver in the energy team, and I want to present my office during the AfricaEcoRace. There are 2 GPSs and 2 easy trips. With the Easy Trip, we do the measurements for the distances, and the GPS is for verifying the positions for the waypoints or the distances.
Vérifie les positions qui donnent des informations au waypoint, aux distances cibles.
Normally, I use just the GPS.
GPS. Easy Trip, c'est juste pour doubler les informations.
I use the second GPS to verify the direction if there's a long distance in relation to the direction. This marks the direction. It's really useful.
C'est vraiment utilisable, GPS et le cap.
In the dunes, I use my two GPSs. It's really useful because you can always verify your direction. If there's a direction to take that has to be calculated or followed, you can keep your exact tracks.
You
know if you're going the right direction or if you need to turn left or right. I have been using them for a long time and it helps a lot. Moving on to the bikes with a very fast, special stage, but vigilance and being very attentive are the order of the day. Concentration from start to finish of the more than 400 kilometers for those still riding in the AfricaEcoRace. And among them is Russia's Dmitry Ogushkov, and like yesterday, he finished the stage in 5th place. Last year he stood out with a top 10 result, and he's confirming this year that he's a rider to keep an eye on as the rally heads into Mauritania. He finished behind pal Anders Ulvesæter, but the Norwegian's morale has taken some hits over the past 4 days. The same rider who dominated the past two editions crashed hard in a corner at kilometer 305. He wasn't hurt, but did lose more precious time. He ended the day 4th at more than 27 minutes to the winner, Sella, who he jokingly asked if he needs a manager. Another rider turning heads is local favorite Hayat Gabari, who is demonstrating amazing consistency. And his bike hasn't missed a beat. However, on stage 4, his digital speedometer failed him, making it difficult for him to sync with his roadbook. He lost 10 minutes in making the needed repairs. Like yesterday, he crossed the line in 3rd at a little less than 25 minutes from the day's stage winner and 12 minutes adrift of Paolo Cecchi. The Italian overtook Ulvesæter on a high-speed sector with his much more powerful bike. It will be interesting to see what his Honda, that is 60 kilograms heavier than the KTM's, does in the Mauritanian sand. But for now, he's quite pleased. I'm happy. I rode a good stage. I'm at the limit on this heavy bike. It's quite nice to ride. Today I rode alongside Ulvesæter and I managed to overtake him. The bike is doing well, as is the rider. There's this young guy, Gev Sella. He's extremely fast, and I'll see what I can do in the next few days. Cecchi mentioned his name, and the entire bivouac is enthralled with Gev Sella, focused just on one goal: get the best possible result on the shores of Lake Rose. Today he won for the 3rd time in 4 days, but he's not getting ahead of himself.
It was not perfect. I did some navigation mistakes. I have some problems, but I found it early, so I managed to find the right way after 1 minute. And I had like one big crash. I didn't see a washout, and I made the bike threw me over, so I took like 1-2 minutes to get up, but I continued. It was okay now.
Here are today's results with the win for Sella ahead of Cecchi, Gabari and Ulvesæter. Sella extends his lead from Cecchi to 1 hour 4 minutes 22 seconds. Ulvesæter is 3rd at 1 hour 35, with Gabari 4th at 1 hour 49. The image of the day comes from Thierry Magnaldi. Rally rating is extreme, but sometimes Drivers also have to have a delicate touch not to make a costly error. And that will do it for today. Tomorrow's Stage 5 has been shortened by 185 kilometers due to flooding in the Luyun region. We will leave you now with the best images from the day's action. Join us tomorrow for more of the 2017 Africa Eco Race.